Hey y'all, welcome back. Okay, hopefully we're live. Let me check to see because my computer has not been wanting to be acting kind to me lately, but that is okay. It does look like we're live, but I'm gonna keep chatting and I'm gonna see if we're live and it'll tell me. Oh, it is, and we are. Well, very good. Hey y'all, I'm glad you are here. All right, so it's Friday night, a little impromptu, but um, I just thought I would come in and chat. Y'all let me know who's watching. Hey, y'all, it's Friday night. Hey, Miss Sue, good to see you. No big grand agenda tonight. Just wanted to come in and chat with y'all, let you know kind of where I've been and what's going on and what's going to be happening and what you should be looking forward to. Hey, ma'am, good to see you. Thank you so much. My computer's been acting a little weird. My kids bought me a new one for my birthday and it has been weird. I'm just saying, pictures better, quality is better, but it's still acting crazy. But I'm glad you guys are here. So, it's spring, y'all, and it's gardening season. So Alana and I were just in there. We're filming videos. I'm filming for y'all again. And I'm back to filming. I guess I probably should start there, right? Where I've been. I had watched a video. I'm not sure how many Kimmy from She's in Her Apron. I followed Kimmy for years. I remember following Kimmy when she, Rachel, good to see you. Very good. You washed them chicken legs, girl. That's right. I remember watching Kimmy when Shaylee was a little kid, very little. Jonah was still at home. Her oldest was still at home, all the people. And I just saw a video from her. I think she posted 2 or 3 days ago where she was talking about what does she do as a creator now that her and her husband are kind of entering the empty nesting phase, or they couple kids are moved out, like my kids, two grown, one married, two still at home. But where do you find your space as a creator when you've been on social media platforms for so long, and as long as I've been out here? So I think I've been on social media now, YouTube specifically, since 2014. So we're talking 11 years. September will be 11 years for us. And I think one of the things that I have had as a challenge has been how to navigate the empty nest phase when most of y'all who have been with me for a long time have come when my kids were little, and you were watching the struggle, and you were watching to see what God was going to do, and you were watching to see if we were going to make bills this week. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. You were watching to see if we were going to make bills this week, or how the debt-free journey was going, and if we were going to get out of debt. And so I have had a challenge as of late trying to navigate this space. At the same time, the Lord calling me into the ministry while I was doing social media, and feeling very pulled towards women's ministry and helping women to be better women, better wives, better mothers, helping women to navigate their home spaces and working outside the home, or being a full-time homemaker and working on the bills and trying to get everything together. And I found myself just very unsure about that. Like, do people really still want to hear what I have to say, or is what I have to say outdated and overrated? Am I just cooking in my kitchen for the sake of making videos, or do people really enjoy me cooking in my kitchen versus I got to come home and prepare for a message that the Lord told me to give? So I've had some issues as of late. It's been about probably a couple months, I would say, since 2025 started. It may have been a little bit in last year, just really trying to navigate where Shakema is helpful, where One Mom is helpful versus First Love Ministries is helpful, or is any of it helpful? Have I have I outlived relevance? Am I no longer relevant anymore? I do know that there are certain things that are not relevant to my life anymore, and I'm very thankful for that. Navigating small children, not my jam, not my jam. All my kids are grown, just about, except Jackson. Jackson will be 16 in about a month. You know what I'm saying? So I've outgrown small children. That doesn't mean that what I offer or share as I navigate adult children is not relevant, because I think it is all still very relevant. But I know you don't come here for small kid content. Does that make sense? I am navigating middle age and perimenopause. um, yes, ma'am. Listen, y'all. Okay, so here's the thing, and it didn't hit me. Somebody remind me where I was in that story. I'm coming back. But Lisa, she opened up this can, and I'm about to, yes. So I was in here the other day, and one of the things that I really do struggle with is having my back to the door, and my bedroom door is over here. And my desk was on this black wall, and so it was facing the wall with my back to the door. Now I managed it for a while. It was fine. I was like, okay, you just gotta live with it, Shakema, because this is the way the room has to be together. Well, yesterday, for the very first time in a minute, it was really warm outside. It was nice, and the weather was so nice, and the sun was out, and the things was shining. And my bed was against this wall where I'm actually sitting right now. It was against this gray wall, and the window is here, and I've got dark curtains up, and I just felt very close. Oh, thank you, Miss Ollie. I appreciate that. God bless you. I felt very closed in when the sun was shining. And I don't know if this is a hormonal thing or something. Maybe it was my hormones out of balance. I've got the trellises up in the garden now, and the kids and I were out there. We were putting up some we were using our vertical space because we were putting up some things that we're going to do some vertical planting in. And I just want to be able to view what I'm doing, what I'm working on. The garden has always been one of those things that just bring me joy. I'm not a gardener by true nature, but I enjoy the solitude. It makes me think of my grandparents' farm. I love to hear the sound of the birds in the morning chirping. I love morning sounds. And so it just makes me feel very encouraged. And I kept thinking, but I can't see it. I can only see the garden if I go outside. So I was like, well, what if I move the bed back over there? And the problem with the bed being over there is the prayer chair sits beside the bed when the bed is over here. And the little dog, who is very small, has to get on the chair just to get on the bed. So if I put the bed over here, you can't put the chair there because it's in the middle of the walkway. That's not a thing. So I was like, okay, I got some money in their dog account. I'm going to get her a ladder. She could care less about that ladder. That's all I'm saying. She could care less about it, but it's how she got to get on that bed, because if I'm over here, first of all, two things. I get light during the daytime. So when I'm trying to film daytime videos, Titus Two Women, do all my meetings and stuff, that's there. Or I can just open up the blinds, push my chair over to the window, and actually look at the garden. So I have a lot of plans for the garden this year, and I'm actually really, really, really contemplating. Y'all pray for me. Doing something in the side yard. I am contemplating it. I have not made a true decision yet on what I'm going to do, but I want to actually brick in, just do a brick walkway like pavers. I want to pull up all of the sod. They didn't put sod. I'm not even going to try to act like they did. They didn't, but pull up all the grass that's in that area. Pack it down with some sand and some dirt and different things. You know what I'm talking about. And then I want to put brick so that I could actually have a bricked walkway over there and not have grass, just in that little small alcove space beside the house. And then for the garden, I'm going to get some more lighting. So I'm going to string lights. I'm going to bring it off the house and string lights around the garden so that I can actually see what I just love that particular portion of the yard. The dogs have the rest of the yard, which is perfectly fine. And can I tell y'all something? I did not get this on film the other day, but I'm going to say it here because I can. We're out there working in the garden, y'all. I wish I had gotten this on film. We're working on the garden. We're putting those, things up. Sister's doing some other stuff. She's cleaning. Jackson and I are, we getting some planters going vertical. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eyesight, I see the little dog, and she slips under the fence. Now, my neighbors behind me have a fence, just one side fence. So I only put the front side of the fence up at my house. This neighbor has a fence. That back neighbor put up a fence, and my neighbors on this side both have a fence that kind of fence in my yard. And I just have to put, I would love all the help. I really would. Sometimes I have to beg people to come out and help me do things. I just, I give people opportunities. I have a lot of homeschool friends. If your kids want to grow something, I'll even give them a little plot in the garden if they want to have a little plot, but most people don't ever take me up on it. But it's perfectly fine. It's my respite. It's my thing. But she slipped underneath that fence. And I saw her go underneath there. Now, typically, we open up the back door and let them go out. We don't worry about them because the yard is fenced in. Well, that little bugger is so small, because their fence doesn't come all the way down to the ground in certain spots, like it's off level. And she went right under. And I saw, and I said, Grain! And she hurried back up underneath there. And then Gracie got after her and started barking at her and yelling and carrying on. So Jackson had to go back and Jimmy rig up a little thing to keep her from that particular part of the fence. All the other fence is too long for her to get under, but just that one little spot in the fence she could get under. And I'm thinking, Lord, have mercy. Had we not been out there, she could have gotten away. She is chipped and all of that. They would have been able to, but some people will steal your dog and not give it back. And so I didn't want her to be getting away. So we had to put something up for her. We may actually end up putting some chicken wire or something. I'm going to ask Mr. Jerome if he can build me something. Do you really? Because I have a couple and they need some TLC. Mr. Jerome's going to do the front one. He comes back to start cutting the grass next month. I usually don't cut grass October to April, and it's fine. So he will actually, but grass is starting to grow now and it's starting to turn green instead of brown. So Mr. Jerome is coming back next month and he's going to do the front bed for me because I don't have time to do it. I could make time. But what is happening is, and I think this is going back to all of the uncertainty, right? This is what happens to me. I do so much now that my kids are older and they don't need me in that same mom capacity. I found other things and other people who do need me or at least want me in their life, my ladies. And that has caused my time to just be, it's divided. And so I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. And I don't want to do anything half well. I want to do all things well. And so I just don't have the time working full time. That's a challenge. All of its own is working full time. And I actually love my job. In the last 3 months, let me see. It's what, March? So January, February, and March, we didn't see any students except 8th graders. And I had to meet with every single 8th grader in my 2 schools one-on-one. Now, for me, because I've been meeting with these kids since September, like I'm zippity dip. Okay, come on, let's make these decisions because I'm helping them do their transition plans for high school. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Some students, they need to meet with you for 30 minutes. Some students need an hour. Some students need an hour and a half. And so you're sitting there going, oh my God, I have so many kids to see. I have 266 8th graders at one school and 139 8th graders at another school. So that puts me right at 400 students. Those are just 8th graders. That doesn't count 7th grade, 6th grade, or 5th grade. And so I didn't see any more students. All of myself and my other 2 coworkers, we planned it that way for February and March to get those kids completed because registration is just finished. So we're done with our students. I think I have 11 kids out of all those students that I still have not seen, because they're either absent or they absent. I mean, I've been several times looking for them and they just absent. I'm like, okay, I'll try again. But that pressure, which I don't normally put on myself, just began to weigh me down. And it weighed me down so much. And I was like, I would come home every day just worn out. I'm like, Lord, I just need to go to bed, which is not my typical, because I'll come home, I'll get in the kitchen and I'll just start filming or whatever the case is. But then Jackson cooks. So Jackson has taken over the cooking, but Jackson does not like to be filmed. So I'm like, Jack, you should film that for me. He's like, Mom, really? You know, he's 15. He don't want to be on camera. Jackson said, I don't have a YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel, Mom. And he doesn't want to do it. But because he's doing the cooking, that's led me to do other things, to give my attention to other things. We've been in the winter, right? We've been in the winter time. So I guess it's like having the moody blues during the winter season, even though that's not traditionally how I am, and having to take on all of that work with the 8th graders, because typically we work with those kids out till April, but we were under a very tight time frame because we're switching one platform to another platform next year, and they wanted everything done by a certain time. And so I remember, I think it was not last week, but the week before last, I started off with 151 kids I still needed to meet with again. There were either issues with their plans, and I meet with my students. I really want to sit down. I want to go through. I'm marking your thing to make let's change this. Let's change this. So I needed to meet with them again. So it was 151 students. By the time that was on Monday, by Friday or Tuesday of the next week, I had it down to 46 kids. So I was zipping through those kids. But again, within an hour class period, I can only see so many students. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say, couple that with it being wintertime, and I was just feeling so down, which is not my general personality. I think that's hormonal as well. So when I came home yesterday and I saw the sun just coming through the window, it was like, Lord, I gotta turn something around in my life, because I feel like I'm going down, 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 down. And that's not me. That's not Shakema. That's not what I do. That's not the God that I serve, if I'm being totally honest. So that's why I moved it. And then what the kids were excited. Well, Jackson was at a track meet. He wasn't even home. And then sister, I didn't ask her to help me do anything except the very last thing, because the top mattress was really heavy. So I just asked her to help me. And I've been working out a lot, and my body hurts. And so I was like, sister, will you help me with this? But I just said, you know what, God, I'm going to put myself on a timer. I'm going to move at my own pace. And I just move things around. And I absolutely love it. Now I got to put pillowcases on the pillows. So the bed is made. The pillowcases just didn't get on the pillows. I'll do that. They're sitting in the chair. And so that's why the room is moved around. I find peace in this space. I find rest in this space. I find peace and rest in my life. I was just in Texas last week. And so if you're in Texas, I missed you. Wish I could have saw you. One of the questions was, if you could wake up anywhere, where would it be? And I didn't get that question. Somebody else did. But I would, I was hard pressed to find a place that I'm happier than here. Right? I love my house. I love my life. I love my kids. I love everything about my life. I thought I would say, I would wake up in my husband's house. I know some people don't like the fact that I desire marriage, or they wouldn't want to hear that. But that's the only other place that I could think of that would make me happier than where I am right now. I love everything about this little piece of the world that the Lord has given me. Now, West Texas, what is that kind of like? Miss Lisa, tell me, because I'm unsure. I thought the whole time, I was in a place called Woodlands, and I was actually in Katy. I thought I was in Woodlands. I was in Katy, but somehow I was in Houston. So I really ain't sure exactly where I was, but I flew into Houston, drove out to Katy, and that's a whole nother level of conversation. I have to tell y'all about that on another day. Oh my God. Oh my word, y'all. the drama of flying into a place that you're unfamiliar. My plane was delayed 3 times. I was supposed to get in 2 hours earlier than I did. I got to the I'm telling you a story now, right? I got to the airport in Houston. No rental cars. Not one car rental place had a rental car on the lot at all. None. Oh, okay. I'm sure I wasn't close to that. Maybe, I don't know. My son came down and stayed with me for a couple of days as well. So he had a little bit of a drive to get to me. But I did not so I had rented a rental car, did not have any rental car when I got there. It's 11 o'clock at night. I had already called the hotel and said, listen, I'm gonna be extremely late. She's like, well, as long as you're here by 12 midnight, they won't cancel your room. It's 11 o'clock at night, y'all. Can I tell y'all something that just really happened to me? And this was so upsetting. So there was no rental car, so I couldn't get a vehicle. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get to my hotel. And the lady says, well, you can take an Uber. So you go out this door, you take a left, you go down the stairs, you walk across the parking lot because that's the only place they can pick you up. I was like, nope, no, I'm not by myself, not a single woman at 11 o'clock at night, go down the stairs and around the corner and across the lot and all that. Nope. So I took the shuttle back to the airport. I was at the rental car place, took a shuttle back to the airport. And I was getting getting to the place where they would do the Uber. Now here where I live, Uber stops running at a certain time. So it's 11 o'clock at night, after 11 by now. And I'm thinking, I don't even have Uber on my phone, right? I don't keep all that stuff on because I don't have a lot of space. And I try to keep all the space. Oh, was I very far? Oh, no. Very far. Well, darn. Maybe I'll make it to your side of town one of these days. But I keep all my space for film and video. So I was like, it's just too much. I can't get the Uber because I don't have it on my phone. So I was trying to download Uber, y'all. Instead of crazy me, going to the app to look for Uber, because I don't Uber. I drive my own self or I rent a car. I went online to search for a ride share. And I found it said Uber right on the thing. And I'm thinking, oh, perfect. This is so good. And I'm freaking out because it's after 11 o'clock and I'm trying to get this ride share. Yes, lovely. Come. And so it's telling me to put my credit card information in. So I'm putting in my credit card information because I only use my credit card to travel. Well, I'm putting in the number, and it won't go in. It won't take it. Bubba, can you warm this for me? It won't take it. And so I'm thinking, you got to be kidding, because now it's late. It's no car. I'm at the Uber place. I see all these people getting in their vehicles, and I'm freaking out thinking they're going to stop running Ubers at certain time, and I'm going to be stuck in this airport all night. And I've already left the airport. I can't even get back in. I've left the place, and I've gotten out. So it wouldn't take it. Well, I put in my debit card, y'all. Why did I do that? Because I'm looking on here and I'm thinking, when I put the debit card in, it took it. I can't find anywhere where I'm supposed to request the ride. And I'm thinking, this is crazy. Something is wrong. Y'all, it was a scam. It was a debit card scam. So for the next 5 minutes, I'm trying to be clear-headed, level-headed. And I go to my app and I finally see Uber. I'm thinking, okay, great. I have an Uber account. I just deleted it off my phone because I didn't have space to keep it and I don't really need it. So I got it. I get on the ride share and something tells me, Holy Spirit, I know it was the Holy Spirit. He said, check your bank. So I checked my bank and it said money had been taken out. And I'm like, what money is taken out? So I'm not thinking about it for the next minute. And Holy Spirit says, check it again. I check it again. That same thing took money out again. I was like, oh Lord. And it was a little bit of money, like $1.95. The first time it was not, it was like a little bit. And then it was like $1.95. I was thinking they're trying to see if this card really works. They was about to get me. So I called the 1-800 number for 24/7 access. And I'm like, listen, y'all, I think my card got scammed. I need some help. And the guy was very good, very nice. He said, listen, we're going to have to cancel this card. He said, you can put a stop hold on it, but I don't think that's going to work. You just probably need to cancel this card and we'll send you another one. He said, we can get it to you in 2 days if you need it. I said, I'm not even at home, so it's not going to matter. But the thing that I'm grateful for, and I guess this goes into finances, the great thing that I'm grateful for is before about a year ago, I didn't have a credit card. I only had my debit card. Because when you do the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps, whatever, he tells you no credit cards. You got debt, no credit cards. And I just never had credit cards because I was so afraid that I was going to get into credit card debt like I had before and I wouldn't be able to pay it. I knew with my debit card, I could pay for anything because I had the money in my account. But when I got my credit card last year, when I went to the very first pastor's conference, it was like, no, Shakema, if you get the credit card, my sister was helping me. If you get the credit card, you save the money, right? You save your money up front, but you put all the expenses on the card. You gain points. First of all, I'm gaining points for traveling. And then I have the money already up front. So when the bill comes, you just pay it off. You know, I check it on my app and I just check it and I pay it off. But I'm so thankful for the first time in my life for two things. One, that the credit union was open 24 hours call line and they were able to help me close that card because they didn't get a ton of money, but they did get some. And the guy said, well, once it's not active anymore, you can call back and dispute it. And I don't, we'll see if we can help you with it. And it took days and days and days for that to even happen. But that I had the credit card because I still had to pay for my room. I still had to get a different rental car because the lady was like, well, just keep your Uber receipt. And because you already had a reservation, they'll maybe reimburse you. So I had to take an Uber on my own dime, even though I had planned to rent a car. And, but you can come back to the airport in the morning to see if there's a car. That's another 45 minutes back to the airport to see if they have a car. I was like, So I have two ladies in my Titus 2 and Daughters of Grace that live in Houston. And they were like, Shakema, there's got to be some rental car places close to where you're going. So maybe check there in the morning. My main goal that first night was just to get to the hotel. If I can get to the hotel, I can figure the rest of it out. I could stay there long enough. I know one of my lady friends would come and help me if I needed help. But so I got to the hotel. It was like 5 minutes before midnight. And of course, they charged me the whole day because that was my check-in day, even though I didn't check in technically until like the very next day. But whatever. It was a whole big mess. So the next morning, I was able to get up and find a rental car place that was 0.5 miles from the hotel. Hey, now, good to see you. And so that helped me out to be able to not have to go all the way back to the airport to get the rental car. I just could do it right here. Now, let me tell you about the rental car. Because typically when I rent a car, I have my own car insurance. I don't even deal with their accidental, you want incidentals, whatever. But something in my head, it was the Holy Spirit. Before I had even left, Holy Spirit said, get the insurance. I was like, Lord, okay. When Holy Spirit tell you, you just got to go with it. So he was like, get the insurance. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get the insurance. So I went to get the car, way cheaper to rent it where I rented it from than renting the car online, how I had done it before. It was a different company too. So anyway. And then as I'm getting ready to leave, the guy's like, do you want this insurance? Because people around here don't really drive right. He said people will hit your car and just drive off. So I said, give it to me. It only cost me $20 a day. And I only had the car rented for 3 days. It was fine. And I knew I was going to turn it in a day early because my son was coming and he could take me around because he's used to driving in Texas. He lives there. And so I got the thing and I did all my little errands, running around, whatever, parked the car. And I was only going like 7 minutes from the hotel to the place where the pastor's conference was. It was a short thing. So I parked the car in the last day of the pastor's conference because their place was closing at 5. And I knew. I said, there's no way I'm going to make it by 5. So I told my son, I said, I want you to take this car back for me because I'm not going to make it by 5. Well, lo and behold, my son takes the car back. The guy is doing the once around over the car because we did all that to begin with. And somebody had hit the car and left. My son said, Mom, it wasn't a big mark, but it was, you could tell it was there. And I said, Lord have mercy, help me, Holy Ghost. So I kept trying to call the guy back just to make sure that the insurance covered me because I don't want any outstanding bills on nothing. And typically I don't get the insurance because I'm not around. I don't go anywhere. I'm just right here and I'm going about my business, but I'm glad I got it. Only cost me an extra $40 because I turned the car back in one extra day because my son was there and I didn't need the car. I just got to the place and then he picked me up in the evening and we went and did stuff. So it worked out. And then the day before, my son came, the 2 lady friends came over, picked me up, and we went and had dinner together. So, and I met those ladies here on YouTube. So that was a whole nother thing. So back to, anyway, where I am and how I'm feeling and what I'm going to be doing. It's just one of those things where you're not even sure what the people want. So for those of you who are watching me, if you could type in the chat or let me know, what is it that you like? Of what content do you like? I know certain content gets way more views, certain content gets less views. Time-wise, reels and shorts are like nothing. I could spit those out. I could do 10 a day and it's nothing. Long form content videos take me a little bit more time. And so I was trying to, I want to say cut corners. I wanted to still put content out. And so I could do the reels very quickly because I could just do those quick. I'm not one of those content creators that I don't have box lights and I don't have a special setup in the background. I get an idea and I just go with it and it just works out. Whoever wants to see it, sees it, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. And we just keep on moving, right? So anywho, do you like the grocery hauls? Now, this month, the budget is, I just can't even keep up with budgeting this month because of all that stuff that happened at the beginning. So I'll be back with budgets next month for sure. Grocery hauls, there's a couple coming. I have a couple coming out. Grocery hauls I can do. There's some cooking videos coming. And then the gardening videos are coming as well because it is gardening season. And so we had a windstorm when I was gone. Oh, well, thank you, Miss Lisa. I appreciate that. When I was gone, and I get that. I was telling a friend of mine, I said in my niche group, my category, oh, thank you so much. It's not a lot of the people in my regular everyday people who do watch the shorts and the reels because it's just not it's not their thing. You know, I'm put on the video, I'm doing other stuff in the background, you're playing and I'm doing my stuff. I get that. Shorts, you got to keep scrolling and scroll. Most people don't have time for that. So I do get it. I have a specific group of people that do that and then a specific group of people that do like the longer form. So I've got a couple videos. I have 3 up and waiting. I have 2 that I need to edit. So I'm getting back, but they're not going to be 30, 40 minutes. They're shorter just because I'm getting back into the swing of doing the longer form content, but I can't do the 30 minutes. Or sometimes it'll go a week long. That video that y'all saw yesterday, if you watched the one from yesterday, there's going to be a ton of canning stuff once the garden starts doing the gardening things. Hey, lovely, good to see you, ma'am. I'm glad that y'all like these. I got another grocery haul video coming up towards the end of the month. That's a special one, so y'all be looking out for that. And so I'm trying to make sure that I have a good variety of the things y'all like to watch. And again, as I'm moving into this new season of life, the things I like to do. I still love to cook. I was cooking last night. In one of the videos you'll see soon. Right. Just doing your everyday stuff, video on, like I do. Sometimes I just put it on and I'm doing a couple other things at the same time. 30 bags in 30 days. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'm hoping to have a different something kind of like that in April, right? Because I think those do really good. Hey, ma'am, from Alexandria, Virginia. Good to see you. Glad you're here. And so I think people do like those. But I was in this thing and ended up calling a friend of mine, another lady that I met on here who is one of my tightest two women. And we were just chatting about some stuff. And she says, Shakema, your channel is your ministry. She said it is what you've done all the time. It always was, even before it had a name, that the Lord was always mixed in. He just is. It just is my life. I can't make it different. It's not oh, I was a nervous wreck for sure. I really was. I was freaking out, but I realized two things. Honestly, the first thing is I'm a single woman. It's late at night. I'm in a place I don't know. I need to make sure that on the outward appearance, in case anybody is casing me or watching me or trying to do whatever, because people do crazy stuff. Oh, thank you, Miss Ollie. Bless you. Because people do stuff that I needed to make sure that outwardly I looked like I knew what I was doing. Does that make sense? Inward, I was like, oh my word, what is going on? Who can I call? I don't have my kids ain't here. Training's not coming. I mean, it's so, and Alana's got flagged. They shut her whole account down. They was like, no, ma'am, something is going on here. You're going to have to go into your bank and find it out. And they had to give her a new card. So she couldn't spend any money. She couldn't even look at her account because they had suspended everything. And fortunately for me, I was very fortunate that they didn't suspend my app. I could actually still keep looking to see what was happening, which is how I caught it in the first place. And but inwardly I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I was ready to turn around and come home. I said, send me back to North Carolina where people know how to act right, because out here in Texas, I'm not real sure. And again, that was the emotion and all the things that were happening. But then I got on the phone because I got in an Uber and all the stuff you hear about ride shares. Don't do this. I'm checking to see if the child safety lock is on. I'm like, I don't ride in these things. And so I'm on the phone with Shamika talking to her the whole way. I'm glad she was 3 hours behind because it's only like 8 o'clock or something at her house. But I'm glad she was 3 hours behind because I'm talking to her the whole way just so the Uber driver would know, hey, she on the phone with somebody. And just in case I'm trying to act a little weirdo or whatever. So I had all of the emotions for sure. Now I have another friend. She's an older lady. And she said to me, she said, Shakema, if I were you, I would just use my credit card to pay everything and then just pay the credit card. She said, because she had some scam stuff too. And she said, the credit card people are way easier to deal with when it comes to things like that than the debit card people. And I just have never have had a credit card. It's just not something I did the whole time trying to get out of debt. Now I'm not going to lie. Let me just say this because I don't want to be a liar, right? Listen to Shakema. I will not tell you that I still don't have thoughts in my mind about overspending my credit card. I do, because it almost produces a little bit of, I know what's in my bank account. And I know I have money to cover everything. I know what I put on my credit card, I've saved the money to cover. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I got this extra, I could pay it enough, I could work it out. No, I don't want to work it out. I've worked hard to get my credit to a point that people are offering me credit cards. Before nobody was offering me anything, it was credit collectors calling me. I've worked a lot trying to get to a good space financially. And so, but I can now say, having that experience, I can understand where she's coming from. Because if I have issues, the credit card company can come right in and be like, nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm. If it's coming directly out of my debit card, that money comes out immediately. And then I'm trying to chase it down to get it back. So that's in my mind. And I was thinking about it today. I was like, okay, all my bills, as they come out, I can just go on and pay my credit card just like I would any other thing. So I'm contemplating it. I haven't made a decision on that yet. I'll probably let you guys know what I decide when I do the budget video. But I don't want to get into a thing in my mind about oh, see, that's good. And I thought about that too. I was like, I didn't even let my company know I was traveling, which makes sense because I was like, Lord Jesus, the first thing they do is shut your card down when they like, oh, you don't live in Texas. Why is your card in Texas? And then this thing was out of California or somewhere. I'm like, Lord have mercy, these people. Get a real job. They're so good doing this stuff. They should really do something that's worth doing because this is not it. But like I said, I got it shut down. And then when I got back home, it still was a couple of it was easier. No, it took a few days for my card to come. But I felt better having my debit card because that's what I've always had and always used. But I am seriously considering, because I have better money management skills than I did before. And I didn't know what the purpose of having a credit card was. Now I know. I almost feel much better with the thought process of doing it through my debit card. I mean, through my credit card and just paying it off. Because once I see something hit, let it hit. Let something hit that credit card and it says do now. I go right in immediately and pay it because I save up the money ahead of time. So I'm considering that for future because I don't want to have that issue again. I felt exposed. I felt like I had done something wrong. As much as I try to do right, I was like, oh my God, why would they choose me? The whole point is they'll choose anybody. They don't care who you are. Scammers gonna scam, right? That's what they do. So I'm contemplating that. But back to what I was talking about earlier, I was in the kitchen yesterday and I love being in my kitchen. I'm going to be in my kitchen when all of my children move out of the house. So those are things that I can do. How much of it I can do depends on the day of the week. So I sat down, I was talking to my friend Olivia, and I sat down and we came up with a schedule. Like she's like, no, Shakema, you got to block your time. Now in the summer, when I'm not working 7 to 3, right? Because I'll have all those hours free. I plan to have a work day, like 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or 8 to, that type of thing. So I know for sure in the summer, I have a ton planned. I'm not writing a book this year that I know of. I do have one trip, I have a work trip and I have another pastor's conference. But I'm not traveling anymore. My kids aren't traveling that I'm aware of. So a couple things just had me in this space where am I relevant anymore? Do people want to come and hang out with our family? I had somebody message me the other day and they said, you're my favorite YouTube family. And I'm thinking, oh my God, really? They must not watch anybody. But, I have a favorite YouTube family or couple of families or whatever. I have a favorite channel that I love. So I had to stop selling myself short that even though I'm not producing as many videos as I used to, there are people who still find value in what I do produce. The live videos are just easier because I don't have any editing. But I yawn all the time. which I usually edit out if I do if I do a long form video, right? So you have all these things. And I was almost thinking, Lord, do I even want to do this anymore? And I think it was kind of even a little bit of burnout too, because I'm doing this and I'm working and the kids and Jackson is this. I mean, we started track he didn't make soccer. So that's the beginning of the year, September, October, somewhere in there. He started track. We're gonna do fall track. Then it turned into spring track. Jackson has been running track all year long. So that means that I have to stop what I'm doing, pick him up, or, somehow get him back and forward to places. And then the ministry. And then I started a healthcare journey. And that's a challenge in itself. My body hurts. I work out every single day. There are very few days that I don't do something in the gym. I'm paying for a gym membership. I'm perimenopausal. My hormones are out of whack. And so I got to do some. My doctor is assuring me that I continue to exercise is going to help. So I'm doing all of that. And I'm hurt. I'm tired. I'm not tired because I don't have energy. I'm tired because I worked out hard at the gym. And then when I come home and Jackson's cooking and I don't have to film it, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And so I can do some other things and I'm doing stuff, so it was one of those things where I wasn't sure if what I had was valuable. And so tomorrow, Bev, you'll see this if you come. If not, I'll be able to share tomorrow's video out. We're going to evaluate the ministry to see if what I'm doing is valuable, because maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just doing stuff to do stuff, which I don't want to do. I don't want to just do something to do something. I want to be valuable to the people that I'm valuable to. And then she was talking to me, my friend Olivia, she was like, but Shakema, think about Mr. Rogers. Now, if you don't like Mr. Rogers, that's okay, fine. It's just a story, right? So Mr. Rogers, she said, he told people that was his ministry. The funny videos, the funny puppets and being neighborly and being kind and all, that was his ministry. And so does my ministry technically have to have a name if my life is ministry? And so that's another area where you're trying to fit all the pieces that God has for your life in without leaving anything out. And so again, we talked that through, we chatted through, I wrote some stuff down. And last night I was sitting in the chair and I was reading Matthew 5, where it talks about blessed is, right? Yes, ma'am. Because I have the night sweats and I have for the last 2 days, y'all, and I don't know what happened. For the last 2 days, I've gotten in my car in the morning and I don't know if you've ever felt like this. This is why I'm going to heaven, not hell, because I know it's hot. I felt like I was boiling from the inside out. I was so hot. And it's cool in the morning. It's not like 70 degrees or nothing. And I'm boiling. I'm like, what is going? I could feel it rising up through my neck. Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my God. And then I'll get to work and I have a little tiny heater that sits underneath my desk on the floor by my feet. And I'm freezing. And I got the heater on. And all day I'm turning it on and off, on and off. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then I'll go to bed and I'm drenched. I'm like, this is not my life. So it's all these things. And then your mind is playing these, tricks and everything. But I told my friend Olivia today, I texted her, I said, thank you for always keeping me on the straight and narrow, because I could see my life again today. I could see what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I watched the video from Kimmy and I could see my life clearly. What I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. What you're supposed to be doing is what you're supposed to be doing. And so I'm only responsible for Shakema. I'm only responsible for this little piece of whatever God has asked me to do. And that's what I'm going to keep doing, regardless of if it's received by him for a select group. And I'll just keep doing that for something online. And I hope that it's coming. I still see that it's pending. It's supposed to be here in a week or so. And I think y'all are going to love that. I'm loving it. I'm telling you right now, my truth. Indeed, this is not for me, because I am not used to being unstable. The Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I do not do instability. I don't, because it is not pleasing to the Lord. But I'm over here and I'm over there. I'm like, Lord, please, Shakema, get it together, right? Because I want to be who I need to be for the people I need to be for, right? That's my thing. That's my prayer, my hope, my desire, my want. I don't want to not be who God has called me to be. And that's a scary place. But I don't want to just do things just to do things, because I think the Lord redeems your time, right? Is that a thing? God redeems our time. He says, my latter days shall be greater than my former days. And I'm in my latter days. I know that my former days are over. And so in this season of life and what's coming next, I want to be as productive. And I don't feel bad when I say my body hurts, it doesn't mean I feel bad. I'm just working my muscles. I am out here working these muscles, y'all. I got a little one in there. She in there, right? I'm working them. I could do the things in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, Shakema, there's something. I think I have an ab, one, maybe. I ain't got two, but I got one. I'm working it out. So that's what hurts. I don't feel bad. I don't feel ill. I don't feel sick or anything like that. I'm working my body very hard every day. I'm trying to maintain in my head. I saw something today on TikTok that was really good, and it was an old video. It was a video of an old time religious preacher, and her point was, she said, you ought to, if you're a preacher of any kind, you should be studying every day. You should be reading every day. She said, because you're the difference between somebody going to heaven or hell. And I was like, man, that's so true. So when do you fit in time to study? Just personal study, not even study for teaching anybody else, but just personal study. And so all those things, that's just where I've been and how I've been feeling. And I do have several videos coming out for you guys. I have several already filmed. I have several that I just need to edit. Tomorrow we're filming again, but I will be taking, I think Sundays will be a day off with nothing, maybe some light posts, because I can sit and post. But I won't be filming on Sundays. I just need a rest day, which I haven't been taking. I've been working every single day because I go to work and then I come home to work, right? Which is fine because this is what I do, but everybody needs a break. And so I'm going to be taking a small, tiny break once a week, which will be my Sunday, because I enjoy just getting ready for the next week. School's almost out. Woo! Yes, Lord. Spring break is late this year. We don't have spring break till the last week of April. And then school's out like the last week of May. But whatever, it is what it is. So anywho, y'all, I rambled a lot, but that's kind of where we are. Coming up tomorrow. What's tomorrow? I think there's a grocery haul tomorrow. And I may get back to posting grocery hauls on Thursday, because I already know it's coming on Thursday. Thursday's just the best day to do grocery hauls because I shop on Wednesday. So my schedule's off a little bit, but I think I'm gonna get back to grocery hauls on Thursday. And I don't want to be too far into the self-care, but I got to take care of my body. Because if I don't take care of my body, then I'm not going to be good to do anything. I will not be fit for service. And I need to be fit for service. So I think that's what I am planning to do, is to get back to some of my regularly scheduled stuff. And I'm just going to keep posting as I'm able. We'll see. I'm not promising, but we'll see. But just be looking for kind of 10, 15, 20-minute videos. They may not be 40 minutes. I just may not be able to get one or get enough content in order to get something out. I'd rather just get something small and keep posting smaller things than something huge, just because my time won't permit it. But grocery hauls will be out, budget videos for sure, gardening for sure. We're having our first canning party in June. So you'll have a jam. We're having what we call it, a June jam session. I don't know what we called it, but there's a jam session. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm trying to be an encouragement to the ladies who might have my same body shape, body type, or be my age and just find it is a challenge to do the things. Now, in all honesty and full disclosure, I had a bad day. I had not a bad eating day. I just ate something I probably shouldn't have eaten. I didn't pack enough in my lunchbox. And so I went to the machine and I got a pack of chips and I got a candy bar. But what I think happens, because I don't typically crave, is if I were going to cycle, of course I don't cycle anymore because I had a partial hysterectomy. But if I were going to cycle, this would be cycle week. So my body is responding to cycle week. I still have those things that happen even though I don't cycle. So I just craved chocolate and I got a chocolate bar. And yesterday I was working hard at work and I had a moment and I drove through Chick-fil-A drive-through. I went in and got a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Don't typically do any of that. So it's been a long time since I had it, but one of the rules of healthy living, healthy lifestyle is don't deprive yourself. If you want it, get it, because you're going to eat it anyway. You just might eat 3 or 4 of them if you wait too long. So I had that Chick-fil-A, and then I had that candy bar today and a bag of chips. And I can't tell you the last time I had a bag of chips. I don't know, because I don't eat chips. So, and I don't have it in the house. So I didn't have it here, but I had it. And I felt like I gained 10 pounds in 2 days. I know that's not possible, but I still went to the gym. I put on my sauna suit today and I sweated like a crazy person and there was sweat everywhere. I was like, oh my word, what is this? And I'm going to put it back on again and I'm going to go work out again. Tomorrow is the stepper, 45 minutes on the stepper with the sauna suit and the weights, right? Because I'm trying to do some healthier things. I want to live a long time. I want to live for my children, for myself, for my spouse, for everybody. I want to do that. So I'm going to keep doing the things. Anywho, y'all, I got to go finish. We were planting some plants. Y'all, my babies are growing. Now, everything I planted didn't turn out just right, but I do got a couple things. We might have some mystery plants because my little sticks got all waterlogged and we don't know what it says. We kind of made out a few of them, but we couldn't figure out some of them. So we got mystery tomatoes. We don't know what they are, but we still plant them. So I've up potted some things. You're going to see a video of us up potting some things. And I still have a couple more to up pot. So I'm back to the Dollar Tree tomorrow to get a few more pots to make sure that everything is nice and roomy and everything is nice and moist and doing all the things. Oh man, 150 pounds would be amazing. I think that I can see myself very happy at 140, and I never could see myself at 140. I still have a ways to go to get there, but I am getting there indeed every day. I love you guys. Do a favor, like the video, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things. I appreciate you. We will have another video out tomorrow. I may even go live again. Can't promise, won't promise, not gonna promise, but I might. If not, you're gonna get a video of some kind. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Stay safe. Do all the things that Jesus would do. And I will see you the next time. Bye, y'all. See you later. My